Hey y'all, it's Betsy with Happily Ever After Etc. and welcome back to another Cricut video. So next week, my dad and I are going on an Alaskan cruise. So I decided today, literally leaving in 2 days, not even, tomorrow and then I leave the next day. So 2 days. I decided today, since I got all packed, I was going to whip up some Alaskan cruise shirts for us. I will put the SVG down below, but it is just a little mountain scene. This is the same mountain SVG that I used for a wooden sign in my, well, it's in my butler's pantry, but that's irrelevant to y'all. You don't know where it is. But I'll link that video down below as well. This is a pretty easy iron-on project. I did use Smart Iron-On and my Maker 3 since I have limited time and I was trying to go quick, which is the great part about Smart Iron-On. You don't need a mat, you don't have to cut things, you just put it in and it cuts, which is awesome. It also actually cuts like 10 times something ridiculous faster, but these are simple designs, so it's not like they're gonna take long to cut even without that speedy part. You could easily cut them on a regular Maker or Explorer 2 with a cutting mat. You would just need to take a couple minutes longer to cut your iron-on and put it face down on a cutting mat. So we are going to get started. I'm going to show you how to upload these SVGs, get them all prepped, cut them out, weed them, put them on your shirts. My two shirts, mine and my dad's, are different materials, so we use the same settings, but you'll be able to see how that works. And then I'll show you the final results up close. Let's go ahead, grab our computers, and open Cricut Design Space. All right, so now that we've opened Design Space, we're going to go ahead and just grab a new canvas because we are uploading our SVG, so we will start from 0 here. Go ahead and select Upload. If you've never uploaded an SVG before, it's very simple. I do have a full tutorial I can link below, but essentially you're going to browse for wherever you have saved that SVG and open it. If it's saved as an SVG, it will simply upload it. If it's a PNG, it will have a bit of a different setup there. There we go. Add it to our canvas. Now we're going to go ahead and weld the entire design because it is already ready to go. You know what? Let me back up one layer because I don't see my year. I'm not sure why because I had copied that out. All right, hold up. Let me check my SVG. Happened, but I'm not going to worry about it. Instead of going back to my SVG, I'm just going to show you all how to add the year in Cricut Design Space. That way this will be relevant even after 2023. So go ahead, we will weld all of our layers. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and type. And I'm going to change this to, I can't even say it, Vivace Nouveau. Is that how you say it? Which is the font I've used for the rest of my design. You can see this is a system font. It is not a Cricut font. You can download it. It's a free font. Just search for it on the web. There we go. Now we'll bring this down here. I put it right over the eye. Just a little bitty thing. And now we're going to attach these. And now we're going to group these. There we go. I always do the wrong one first. So if we group them, they should cut out directly like this. And that means that this part of our design will be cut out and you will see the shirt instead of the letters. You could also do a second layer of iron-on for the letters and layer those two pieces. Grouping them, it will cut directly through the underneath iron-on and leave a kind of negative space design, which is what I want. We're going to set this to 8 inches wide for our shirts. And we're going to make 2 of them, because one for me and one for my dad. And I am going to use my Maker 3 because I'm using Smart Vinyl for this, or Smart Iron-On, and we're going to click Make It. Now it should be able to put both of them one on top of the other since we're doing this without a mat. Yes. So we are good to go. But it did not group this properly. Maybe it is attach. Group. Ungroup. Let's attach it and see what happens. I'm so used to designing in Illustrator that sometimes when I come into Cricut Design Space, I click the wrong things, but it's easy enough to double check. Okay, so I was right the first time. It is attached. You can see here that it's going to cut the 2023 out of our mountains, and that is what I wanted. So, perfect. Let me grab my Cricut and I will meet y'all. Let me grab my Cricut and we will go ahead and get this set up with our materials. Okay, so we are going to select Smart Iron-On. If you don't have this favorited already for your Maker 3, you can always browse all materials and select it from your drop-down menu. If you do not see it, it's because it is not available for your machine. Say you're working with an Explorer Air 2 or a regular Maker, you will not have those smart options and you'll have to pick regular Iron-On or something that's compatible with your machine. But for our Maker 3, we are going to select Smart Iron-On. More pressure. We're going to load our fine point blade into clamp B, and the last thing we need to do is make sure mirror is turned on. Iron-on material is shiny side, face side down. So we did not turn mirror on when we were on the last page. We can do it right here. There we go. So everything's backwards, and that is perfect. So if you don't remember what you're supposed to be doing, it will always remind you right here. So from here, we're going to go ahead and move over to the machine, and I will show you how to load the material in and cut your pieces. Okay, so you can see that I've got my Maker 3 set up. I've got my roll holder, which is optional, but with these larger rolls, it is very nice to have. And I've loaded my Iron-On into the machine, shiny side down. So when you're working with the roll holder, that means you're going to simply put your roll in and it will feed into the machine. If you're using a cutting mat, you want to make sure that that shiny carrier sheet is down and you have the back of your material up. So we're going to go ahead and hit the feed button. It is going to pull the material through the machine. It's going to measure it to make sure we have enough material for our entire design. And then we will get started. All right, watch it work. All right, we are all set. So before we expel the material from the machine, we're going to go ahead and slice it. Now we can take the excess material away and expel the cut material from the machine. Dun, 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 dun. So now we just need to weed our designs, which is a pretty easy process for this design. I have made this design as a sign before, and then I just modified it for my little cruise shirt. Let's find the middle. cut these babies apart. Should be pretty easy. And I just need to not cut our letters or the sun right here. Perfect. And then let's find the edge. Perfect. So we've got some extra we'll put aside. We won't be able to use this as smart vinyl anymore because it's no longer wide enough to go through the whole machine, but I can still put it in my scrap pile and use it on a cutting mat as regular iron-on. And now, dun, 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 our two designs, we're going to go ahead and weed them. So if you've never weeded anything, it's simply the process of removing the parts of our design that we don't need. So we want all of these letters. We'll remove everything around them. We'll also remove like the insides of the letters, like this R. Dun, 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 dun. We will also remove that year that we cut out. We attached because we wanted that to be negative space. Now we just have to remember not to take out that middle O because we will need that as part of the design. And honestly, this smart iron-on, it weeds fairly easily. Now it does weed easier when I put my Bright 360 or my Bright pad on so that I can see, because y'all, your girl is blind, if you didn't know. But this is a simple enough design that I'm not going to worry about grabbing it. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to weed the rest of both of these, and then we will start actually ironing them onto our shirts. Dun, 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 dun. So we got everything weeded. You can see that if you turn it over, your design should look the same as it did on your computer or your iPhone or wherever you had Cricut Design Space open and rolling. So I've got my Easy Press heating up to 315 for 30 seconds, which are the settings for Smart Iron-On a t-shirt. Now we're going to prep our t-shirt. So Easy Press mat and t-shirt. I want to make sure to lay this flat. Make sure there's no stickiness on it anywhere from a sticker. Straighten it out according to the top and the sides. Otherwise, we will put our decal on crooked. There we go. That looks pretty straight. Now we are going to just iron out the wrinkles a little with our Easy Press. And the center out. Perfect. All right. This little guy, the center should be right here, right in between the mountain peaks. So we're going to go about 3 down. Make sure he's centered. Smooth it out. Once it's smooth, we're going to pick this guy up, put him straight down, making sure he's covering the whole design, and then push with even pressure the entire 30 seconds. I don't know why my lighting is so dark all of a sudden. Sorry, y'all. You are in slow-mo mode. I'm not sure how much you missed, but we've got another t-shirt, so don't worry. We did our first one. If you missed that, I'm not sure. I'm going to set this aside and then we will peel it once it's cool. So for now, we will just carefully transfer it. All right, second shirt. So the first shirt was my shirt, so it's a women's shirt and it has a V-neck, a lower cut design, as opposed to this one for my dad, which is a men's shirt, and it has a scoop neck. It's just a standard, you know, high neck kind of t-shirt. So where we did 3 fingers for my design, we'll do 4 for his. We'll want it to go a little lower. The V-neck on my shirt was already pretty low. So 4 fingers. We figured out that we need this to be in the middle of those mountains on the last one. Perfect. Shirt straight. Smooth it on. Okay. And now, straight up. Cover the whole design. Even pressure. The great part about your Easy Press is that the handle and the whole design is meant so that if you're pushing down on the handle with 1 hand or 2 or 3, you got an extra hand out there somewhere. It's designed to hold even pressure, as opposed to with an iron. If you're just pushing down with the tip, then obviously the back of the iron's not getting pressure, or vice versa. Straight up. Now we will let this cool, and then we will peel both of the carrier sheets off. Give it a second. All right, my shirt is already cool, so let's start peeling it. You want to kind of hold it down as you go across. Make sure that every little bit is stuck down as you're going, because if you get to a part that's not stuck down, you can accidentally rip it. You're not paying attention, and that would be bad. If you do find part that did not get stuck down, which if you're using Cricut materials and the Cricut heat gun is really unlikely, you'll want to stop, lay the carrier sheet back down, and hit it with a little more heat. But there we go. Shirt design number 1. Well, shirt 1, the designs are the same. And you could see there how that 2023 is cut out. So let Dad's cool a little bit longer and do his. All right, shirt number 2. Now the materials of these shirts are a little different. Dad's, I think, is, well, I'll check the tags, but I think his is 100% cotton or more cotton. Mine is more a slinky kind of feeling, if you're looking for the technical term. Turn off the Easy Press because that's stuck. So, does not say. Very helpful. Is there a tag down here that says? Tag anywhere. Tag anywhere. This shirt is tagless. Yay. Yeah, it doesn't say. Either way, it feels like 100% cotton. Aha! I just missed it. So it's 35% cotton, 65% polyester. Just feels like cotton. Mine is 93% rayon and 7% spandex. So I still use the same settings for a t-shirt for both of them, and it worked perfectly fine on both shirts. But this is why we go slow when we do the cool peel, to see if it needs a little more heat when we're working with different materials. So hope that helped. If you're going on a cruise to Alaska, I hope you liked this SVG and have a great trip. I will put some close-up shots of this for you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.